What are some messages for Aries for the month of May? What are some messages for Aries for the month of May? Got Two of Pentacles in reverse. The Lover's reverse. Okay. Okay, Aries. It seems like you are definitely overwhelmed with some type of conflict for the beginning part of May. You might be also tempted, but it might make things a little bit more chaotic in your day. Can you tell me more? Tell me more for Aries. With the Sun, Justice in reverse. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Eight of Wands in reverse. Some more. Ace of Wands in reverse. Six of Pentacles and Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, I'm going to read this for you, Aries. Alright, so we got the Sun upright and the Justice in reverse. So it seems like there's a part of you that is still like going through something that had happened with you, where someone might have been dishonest and there was an injustice inflicted towards you. But regardless, you're still trying to find some happiness in the success that you do in your everyday life. Yeah, I see like a lot of positive energy despite what has been done to you regarding something where someone might have been very dishonest towards you. Like, regardless of what happened, like, you're still optimistic and trying to find happiness. And then we have the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So there's definitely a lot of delays going on here. A misunderstanding might have happened here, and it's caused someone to be very depressed. I'm not sure if this is talking about you specifically or someone else, but there has something happened in regards to a miscommunication that left you very frustrated, and because of that there's been like a lot of delays in like misunderstandings and miscommunication. I'm not sure if this is the injustice that happened in the past, but it doesn't seem like it's over just yet. And it's nothing's gonna happen just yet either in the beginning of May, but I do see like something is going to happen regarding to this issue. There's definitely some misunderstanding that occurred here, and this might have been making you feel depressed and frustrated. And then we have like the Six of Pentacles upright and the Five of Wands in reverse. Someone here, let me see. It seems like this was a situation that was like a give and take, but I felt like you were giving a lot more to this situation and instead of like receiving some. It seems like you were always the giver, and because of that, like over time there was some passive aggressive energy that occurred as well. Let me get some hidden context here. hidden factors regarding a situation that has been making you feel overwhelmed. It's a conflict in which an injustice was done, but in spite of the injustice, you're trying your best to be very positive, and there was a lot of like issues that occurred in terms of communication, a lot of misunderstandings and frustrations. I feel like there's still a delay in how this is being resolved, but you felt like you were the one that was really giving more to the situation than the other person was, and because of that, like over time, there was more like a passive-aggressive energy, not just from you, but from the other person as well. What are some hidden factors for Aries regarding this situation for the beginning of May? What are some hidden factors here? We got the Chariot in reverse. Let's see. It's a bug. I hate warm weather. It brings in insects. Okay, let's see. Some hidden factors. We have several cards that are coming out. So the Chariot in reverse with the Empress upright, the Five of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, and then the Eight of Pentacles with the Three of Swords. Tell me more. Ooh. Tell me more, please. Regarding hidden factors for May for Aries. I'll just unplug this real quick. It's like in my way. Okay, much better. Got Eight of Wands coming out again. Three of Cups. Ten of Swords in reverse. And the Fool card. Okay, let's read this. So hidden factors for you, Aries, for beginning of May regarding the situation. With that Chariot in reverse and the Empress, let's see. Okay, so regarding this, I think what's hidden to you, Aries, is that there's definitely someone here that feels like there's a lack of control and lack of direction that they're experiencing. I don't really see someone coming in right away because of that. I think someone here has been dealing with a lot of carelessness, and because of that, they're not coming towards you because they see you as the Empress here. Like, you're someone here that has a lot of abundance. You seem very much accomplished, and you have a lot of nurturing energy to you, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of confidence in coming towards you just yet. That's why there might be some delays here. They know that like there was something on their part where they were a little careless, and they had like things spiraled out of their control, and because of that, they don't feel confident enough to approach you just yet. Because you have like such a strong aura, a lot of feminine energy. You're very nurturing, and like there's something about you that seems like there's a lot of wealth and abundance towards you that they kind of feel intimidated to approach you right now. They're not yet confident yet. Yeah, with this Five of Pentacles in reverse and then the Two of Swords, I see someone who is still trying to improve themselves yet before coming towards you, Aries. This seems like someone who is recovering from financial losses that occurred with them, and because of that, they are having issues with making decisions on whether or not what they want to do and what they don't want to do. I do sense some avoidance energy with this Two of Swords. I'm not sure what's right from wrong, I think, for this person, because it's like things aren't very clear to them, like what's right from wrong. It's like, it's more like, what is the most difficult decision for them to do? Like, and they're like weighing their options. Like, is this the right time to do this? Am I doing the right thing? There's a lot of like unsure energy in the air from this person. Because they're still recovering from their financial losses, they don't have confidence in approaching you. But then there's also this energy of like, should I approach Aries? Is this the right thing to do? Is that even a good decision to make at this point? And then you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. This is showing me someone is still like diligently trying to hone their skills. They're trying to fall into a routine where like they can build themselves up again and fixing their skills. It seems like they lost balance of themselves and their routines, and because of that, like they're not as confident as they once were. And they know that like you're someone with high standards, and they don't have what it takes right now to fulfill those high standards of yours, Aries. I do sense a lot of heartbreak here as well with this Three of Swords. There's a lot of pain here. I feel like there's a lot of pain on both sides. Like, you're both heartbroken over this situation. There's a lot of sorrow and hurt here. But it's like, it's something that you guys aren't really showing. You guys are both working on each other's, like, on your own. Like, whatever happened between you two, you guys are just trying to, like, move on and work on yourselves. But you still feel, like, pain from the heartbreak. And it's not just you, Aries, it's also them. Yeah, I sense a lot of sorrow here. Then you have the Eight of Wands and then the Three of Cups. So something fast is going to happen that is going to happen to you in the beginning of May, Aries. It seems like something might manifest quickly, and it might happen while you're with your friends. I do see like some type of celebration occurring here. You might be reuniting with some friends and hanging out. And yeah, I wonder what this is about. I kind of am tempted to pull more cards on this, because it's saying like something sudden is going to happen and you're going to go celebrate with friends. But it's not really saying what it is. Like, I'm not sure if like something happens and then you meet with friends to celebrate, or this is happening while you're with your friends, like a sudden change. Something occurring around the time where you meet with friends in the beginning of May. Yeah, and then you got the Ten of Swords in reverse and then the Fool card. So this is basically saying like this is going to be a period where things really can't get any worse. You know, it's more like going upward. So when things, okay, like when I say things like things can't get any worse than this, it means like, you know, the only option or any direction to go now is upward. Like the worst has happened and now like things are gonna like finally let up, and you're gonna be basically regenerating, you know? And then with the Fool card, it talks about a new beginning, like manifesting something new. But you just gotta be careful and watch your step. Definitely a new beginning is coming your way soon after all of this energies that are happening here, all these occurrences. Like, yeah, like things, like basically stuff happened, right? And this person, between you and this person, like you both got hurt. You both are very sad. And this other person doesn't really feel confident in approaching you just yet. They feel like they don't really have much control of their actions and they can be very careless. And they don't want to approach you because they feel like you're very abundant. You're very nurturing, and like, you know, they don't really feel financially steady enough to even approach you. Like right now they're still recovering from financial losses, and they're making some difficult decisions regarding that, and they're trying to weigh their options. It's like they haven't technically let go of this situation entirely either. I mean, they still think about it as they currently go about their usual day-to-day like routines, and they're trying to fix themselves and going back into a very healthy routine for themselves. But it seems like for you, like something's going to happen. I'm not sure if you're getting a new job or a celebration of some sort or something happens, but you're going to be with your friends in the beginning of May, like celebrating, having fun, and finding some type of happiness. And things can't get any worse than this. You know, the only direction you can go in is upwards, and a new beginning will begin for you soon. Let's pull out some advice. What's some advice for you, Aries? Advice for Aries, please. I'm gonna just shuffle this a little bit. I see these cards wanting to come out. Lovers in reverse, Three of Cups upwards. Devil in reverse, Knight of Wands, reverse. Five of Cups, Queen of Cups. Any more advice for Aries, please? The Chariot came out again in reverse. Just like earlier. Ace of Cups. Ten of Cups. Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So I'm going to read all the cards that are upright, or I might summarize it. Just a little descriptions so that it can give like a better description of like your advice, Aries, and hopefully it resonates with you. And then afterwards, I'm going to try to interpret the message from all the cards, including the ones that are in reverse. So the first card that came up upright is Three of Cups. So it says, this is a very social time of your life where you're able to balance your commitments with having quality friends and family time. Friendship, community, and celebration are keywords here. This also came out in your hidden factors, the Three of Cups. So I do see you spending more time with your family and friends. I think this is also a very important period for you to like go out there and spend time with like your loved ones. It'll be a healing time for you, Aries. And then you got the Queen of Cups over here that says, the Queen of Cups is a warm-hearted and emotionally secure figure who is intuitively in tune with the emotions of others. She welcomes all with open arms and provides guidance and emotional support. Be empathetic and supportive of those around you. So compassion, calm, nurturing, and intuition are keywords here. Then you have the Ace of Cups, right? Now, the Ace of Cups means the beginning of emotional fulfillment, of love, compassion, and happiness. Perhaps you're starting a new relationship where you are giving and receiving love with another person. Open your heart to those around you, learn forgiveness, and reach out and make connections. Some keywords here is love, compassion, and overflowing emotions. And then we got the Ten of Cups here, right? Which means the embodiment of happiness, joy, and harmonious family environment. It can also signify a deeply satisfying romantic relationship. Outside of interpersonal relationships, you're being true to yourself, having established a clear set of personal values and adjusting your life accordingly. And some keywords is harmony, happiness, and celebration. And then we have a bunch of Pentacles that's coming out as well with the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So for the Knight of Pentacles, it means that it is a patient and methodical? Sorry. Methodical? I think that's methodical. So the Knight of Pentacles is a patient, methodical, and hardworking person. There's a lot of trustworthiness, reliability, and routine work are required for you right now. The work may seem dull, but they will pay off eventually. You must see all your tasks through the end. So some keywords is practicality, steadfastness, and routine. And then Ten of Pentacles, right? Now the Ten of Pentacles, you worked hard for a long time, and through all the struggles and setbacks, you've finally accomplished your goals. You've now reached a state contentment. This also means you are able to turn to your family. You are now able to give attention to them and provide for them, and do your part to ensure their bright future. Keywords here is establishment, wealth, and success. Okay, so in terms of advice, Aries, you have the Lovers in reverse and then the Three of Cups, right? So now the Lovers in reverse, it's talking about like a breakdown in communication and imbalance. And I think this came out earlier as well. So whatever you've been feeling down about regarding a connection where you guys might have separated, the best option for you is to spend time with your loved ones and friends to get over the emotional turmoil that you might be feeling from that experience. Spending some time with your friends and going out and just enjoying life will help you get like past that point. It's like the medicine of the pain you've experienced from that like heartbreak. Then you got the Devil in reverse and then the Knight of Wands in reverse, right? So it seems like you're being freed from a specific habit of obsession, you could say. Definitely a weakness that you've been experiencing that you are being freed of. With that Knight of Wands, like, comes with that freedom, you're feeling a lot of anger and frustration. I guess like this has been like some withheld emotions you've been feeling, Aries, but basically you are feeling free to some extent and releasing a lot of that like frustration that you've had for a long time. And then there's going to be a point where you feel some acceptance and finding some peace with it all. Also, just forgiving the moments where you might have like put yourself down, or you might forgive others who have wronged you from that situation. With that Five of Cups in reverse, it's talking about just overall like finding acceptance of the whole situation. And with the Queen of Cups following through, it's talking about like being compassionate and nurturing, trusting your intuition. So it's like there's that virtue of like forgiving others, but also like forgiving yourself and releasing that compassion and nurturing emotions that you have. It's just like a lot of the emotions you've been bottling up is kind of like come out in different waves and just letting it be. Then you got the Chariot in reverse again coming out, which talks about like there might be a point of feeling like a lack of direction, right? But it's because that there is a lot of love involved. There's a lot of overflowing emotions here. Now, this is pertaining to the other person and them not coming forward. It's because there's a lot of overflowing emotions that they're experiencing and they're not quite sure how to handle it. Now, with that Ace of Cups, they might like, I think the intention here is to come in with an offer because of the compassion and love they might feel. But also they have a lot of other emotions as well that's kind of like making them really confused on how they want to come forward. So that's why like there's a part of them that wants to, but then there's also a part of them that's not going to at the same time, because they haven't really sorted their emotions just yet, if that makes sense. There's a lot that they're feeling right now, and I think that's what the Ace of Cups is also telling us, is that there's like an overflow, but there is like some type of offer involved, but they just don't know how to go about it cleanly, if that makes sense, you know? And then you got the Ten of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and then the Ten of Pentacles, right? Which is pretty good. Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles, which talks a lot about like success. It talks about wealth and establishment and happiness. But with that Knight of Pentacles in between, talks about practicality, right? So it's like you want to be practical in how you go about like the future, right? What's important here is what overall makes you happy, what's worth celebrating, right? And I'm seeing a lot of like wealth and success, feeling more established. I think that's what's really important right now for you, Aries, is just being very practical and focusing on your personal happiness, which involves the way you work. I think Aries thrives in the success of their work environment. And in this terms of advice, I think like whatever situation is going on, I think it's best that you let out your emotions slowly in waves. This other person is not ready to talk to you yet because they are still overwhelmed with all of their emotions. But in the meantime, like Aries, like coming from another Aries, you're not gonna hold still, you're gonna move forward. And for you to like feel better about this, it's like spending time with friends, going out and having different experiences, and just focusing on the work, your job, you know, being successful, you know, completing your goals. Like this is the type of environment you want to put yourself, Aries, where you feel like you're thriving. And you're very passionate about that. You let out your competition and you let out all that like extra energy that you have stored away. But yeah, I hope that resonates and I hope it helps you, Aries. That's your reading for the beginning of May. Now let's do Leo for the month of May. And I'm not gonna look at the chat anymore until I'm done reading. So Leo, month for me, Leo, we got the World in reverse here. Okay, yeah, let's go. What else? Tell me more for Leo. We got the Moon and the World in reverse. All right, Leo, it seems like you're unfulfilled like my wife, right? So we got some unfinished business here. This is incompletion of some sort, Leo. Like, with the Moon also showing itself, this is telling me that there is some illusion here that will reveal itself. That's extremely vague, actually. Tell me more. Tell me more for Leo. Tell me more for Leo, please. Judgment. Okay, let me actually move this. Judgment, the Fool, Wheel of Fortune, and Tower card both in reverse and next to each other. Yikes. Okay, what's happening else? Tell me more for Leo, please. Five of Wands. Four of Swords. Okay. Unfinished business here regarding an illusion or fear from the moon. Something revealing itself to you. Okay. Leo, it seems like there's some action coming place in with that Judgment card, which is going to lead to a new beginning for you. However, this is something new. It is a lesson that is being brought to you by the universe with that Wheel of Fortune card, okay? Now with the Wheel of Fortune card, it tells me that this is either a karmic lesson that is probably like unfinished business from a past world, or it's meant to repeat itself in this world as a lesson until you learn the wisdom from the situation. Something that's going to always repeat itself ups and downs from a specific situation, of course. Which is interesting because the World card did come in here for the reading. So there's like unfinished business that will, in regards to something specific that involves the Tower card in reverse. So there seems to be a situation here, a problem of some sort, where you feel like you're confined to, right? And it's something that shakes you to your core, and this particular issue. And it's an unfinished business issue that calls you to like act on it, right? It seems like you're going to be starting off in the beginning of May with the beginning part of this particular issue, where you do feel like there is something that is going to reveal itself, and with this situation comes like more chaos. This is the beginning of a chaotic period for you, actually. And then like with the Five of Wands and that Four of Swords in reverse, I do see some tension here. I think you might be arguing with somebody soon. And then you're going to feel very exhausted. And you're going to feel very stuck and restless from this situation. But because of that Wheel of Fortune, I can't say that this is only going to happen once. This might be happening over and over again. Or maybe this is something that has been happening, and it's going to continue to happen here. Sorry, I got distracted by my fish. He's doing a weird wobble dance. Let's pull out some hidden factors. What are some hidden factors for you, Leo? Do you see this? This is like issues that are going to keep you up at night. Stress you out. Okay, we got the Nine of Wands upright. Nine of Pentacles and the Devil card. A lot happening here, huh? Ten of Cups. Seven of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. Oy! Hangman. Okay, let's read this. And then we'll go into the advice section. Okay. Hidden factors for you, Leo. For this part here. Knight of Wands, a Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So, you have to have courage. It seems like you have to step out of your comfort zone for something. And your boundaries will be tested. But you're going to be feeling very stuck at the same time. Okay? When it comes to this particular issue. Like, you feel stuck, but you have to step out of that boundary and face it head on. There's also a part of you that's going to be trying really hard to be very disciplined as well. Discipline is very important here regarding this particular issue. You will be like released from like some bad habits that you've been obsessing over. You're feeling really detached as well from certain connections that have been dragging you down. Yeah, whatever has been repeating itself over and over, that's been a conflict that's been like shaking you to your core lately, you're gonna start feeling a bit free from it. Despite it being part of the Wheel of Fortune cycle, there will be a period where you feel free and you feel like more like happy. I do see some inner happiness and fulfillment from receiving some harmony from the situation. Like the chaotic period might come in, but the happy part of it, the peaceful part of it will come in right away too, and you'll feel like a big release from this situation. And you're going to be feeling much more happiness once you do let yourself free from this habit. The more you stay with it, the more you feel down and you feel pressured. But the more that you detach yourself from the situation, the more lighthearted you'll feel from that. A very big difference, actually. And then with that 7 of Cups in reverse, and then the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, like, I think, like, you feel very overwhelmed by the choices here. Like, what's your purpose for keeping attached to the situation, you know? There's a lot of alignment that you'll be making here when you really take time to think things through. Like, do you really need these things that you thought that you need? Or were they just temporary things that you thought you needed? This is where you really need to sit down and think about it, like, Leo. Like, do I necessarily need these things in my life, or is it something that I was told that I need to think about and I need to care about? Like you gotta, like, distinguish what you really want versus, like, what you actually need, okay? So, like, this card in particular talks about, like, window shopping, like, liking things that you don't currently have at the time of, like, doing it. But in terms of, like, it being reversed in this situation, it's like an alignment, right? And for the way I'm interpreting this reading, it's like, whatever you've been feeling like you're attached to that has been bringing you down isn't really something that you thought that you... It's something that you wanted, but don't really need in your life. And I think that's something that you need to really sit down and think about. Like, do I really need this connection? Do I really need to keep connected to this particular situation that I thought would make me happy, you know? And so there's some things here that you have to think about when it comes to these things. It's just that, you know, what is this something that I need to be committed to with this Page of Pentacles in reverse? Am I being greedy? Do I have to learn from the failure of the situation? Or is this something that I can actually think about and, you know, let go of or keep, you know? And so with the Queen of Wands and the Hangman, I do sense that there is a part of you that will find the courage to let go and be independent, you know? I do see that you're also looking at things in a different perspective. Although that there may be delays here with this Hangman in reverse, there is a lot that you're going to be looking at and rethinking your decision making behind these actions. I feel like at some point you're going to come across a new version of yourself, Leo, where you're more independent and you actually look at things differently and you start, like, resisting things that aren't really meant for you. And you're going to notice a big difference from there. Let's pull out some advice for you. What's some advice for Leo? Hi, Apples. Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the World card. But this time it's upright. The World card came out first thing. Now it's coming out in advice, but it's in reverse. It's the opposite. It's upright. Thank you for the Go Popular and Heart Me. Ten of Cups reverse. Two of Wands. I have Dover's tank in front of me and I'm so distracted by him, honestly. He's in his little basket and he looks so cute. Queen of Swords, reverse. There's a lot of cards coming out reverse for your advice, Leo. Yo. Any more else? I see any sticking out. Four of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, let's read this and see what the cards are telling you. Alright, Leo. So, again, if you're new and you're watching this at a later point, just know that in terms of advice, I will be reading the cards that are upright, the little descriptions, so that you have a better sense of what the advice is for you. But then I will interpret all the cards afterwards so that we can understand what the message is here for your advice, Leo, okay? So you have the World upright. Now the World says, when the World card appears in a tarot reading, you're glowing with a sense of wholesomeness, achievement, fulfillment, and completion. A long-term project, period of study, relationship, or career has come full circle, and you are now reveling in the sense of closure and accomplishment. So some keywords here is completion, triumph, and end of journey. So like earlier, you weren't feeling that way, but you will in terms of advice here. And we're going to read more into that, okay? Now, these are the two cards that are upright. Four of Cups. Is life feeling a bit stale for you at the moment? Are you feeling disengaged and apathetic because of that? Perhaps something disappointing recently happened, which resulted in you becoming closed off. Consider meditating on your current situation for clarity, but don't ignore the things in front of you which may help you. So some keywords here is apathy, meditation, and contemplation, right? And then we got the Nine of Pentacles. After working hard for a long time, you're able to reap the benefits of your labor. Nine of Pentacles signifies that you reached a time of indulgence, opulence, and comfort, and self-sufficiency. Enjoy because you deserve it. Some keywords here is comfort, luxury, and prosperity. Okay, Leo. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to now interpret all the cards here, okay, regarding your situation. Now, let's see. With that Nine of Pentacles and the World card. So I do see here with the Nine of Pentacles some keywords that came out was boredom, stuck in routine, and restlessness. So if you feel like there's a part of you that has a lot of restlessness because you're stuck in a routine, like there's definitely something in here that's going to come down to you feeling more completed and you're out of a journey. You have to keep going in that direction until like you reach your end. Now in the beginning it was talking about like you're not really feeling fulfilled with that World card in reverse, and then the Moon card. It seemed like there was a lot of illusions and fear that was stopping you from completing. But like I think now what it's saying is, you know, you have to keep going despite feeling like you're stuck in a routine, because you're about to be finished with this cycle. And once you finish that, you will feel more complete with that World card. So whatever like boring routine that you're stuck in, you have to maintain that and don't drift away from it, because you're almost at the end of that cycle, you know? And then the Ten of Cups for you, Leo, is in reverse with that Two of Wands. And this is talking about a broken relationship of some sort. It could be with a broken relationship with a friendship, a lover, or family even. But it's talking in regards to something very precious to you that was once like a bond but no longer there anymore. Like maybe a recent breakup of some sort. And because of that, there's a lot of like fear of the unknown. You feel very disorganized since that separation. Like this could be something very deep though. This could be like something that happened at home specifically, right? A connection that meant a lot to you that is no longer like intact. It kept you, since it like disconnected and broke apart, you've been kind of like a little afraid of trying new things, and you've been a bit disorganized. And that's probably why you don't really feel complete at the same time. And you're just trying to you're trying to complete this routine that you developed for yourself to make yourself feel more stable. And with that Queen of Swords, it's telling me that there's a lot of cold-hearted bitterness that might be pertaining to this situation, that's still lingering for you. Like there's times that you need to really sit down and meditate, release all of those emotional bonds, be more empathetic with yourself. And also like it's advising you to indulge into comfort. Whatever that comfort is, right? Maybe you want to indulge into like something that's very luxurious for you. Go shopping or spend time to like take care of self-care. Maybe even a spa day. Like there's a part of you that needs to be like healing to yourself. Okay? So with all that's happening and what has occurred here, I definitely think you need to take time to really focus. Keep working hard in that direction until you feel complete. And regarding to the broken connection you have, don't let that stop you from trying out new things. Yeah, you might be disorganized and you might be afraid of the unknown, but you also might be missing out on some good things, you know? And it's just like there is a part of you that is kind of still bitter from the experience, but it's okay. You need time to heal and meditate and just focus on things that make you feel good. Like find comfort and indulge in that a little bit. All right, Leo? I hope that resonated with you and helps you with moving forward for May. Yo! Knight of Pentacles. What else? What else for Sagittarius for May? Okay, Three of Cups. Alright. I see. Ooh. I think this is tea. I think this is tea for Sagittarius. Alright, Sagittarius. You're the conservative type. You're also the dependable type. You know, people can count on you. In terms of friendship, where there was a lot of disloyalty, betrayal, and rejection, you're the one person that's outside of all that bullshit, and you see that shit. You always keep to yourself in these situations because you're more reliable than all these other mofos. You know, you see the drama, you see the tea, you can see who's actually disloyal in this situation. You see who's the one betrayal, you see the rejection, but you're the one person that people can count on. Tell me more. Sagittarius, what this is a very interesting situation. You stand out from the crowd. Page of Cups. You're the type to like daydream too. It shows a lot of your naivety though. Here, one. Tell me more. Sagittarius, tell me more for me. Sagittarius for me. Ooh. Okay, let's read this. Alright. In terms of connection, like I said earlier, Sagittarius, you're the type of person that kind of stands out, and you're the dependable type, right? Although you come off a bit like naive at times, and you might say some irrational things from time to time, there is a part of you that likes to daydream as well. That makes you really reserved, right? But when it comes down to it, you are the person to take action when you need to with that Magician card. The Magician card talks about manifesting and being resourceful and taking, like, you have this skill of being very, like, actionable when needed, okay? So, like, in regards to that, there seems to be a situation that involves a heartbreak. Now, I'm not sure if this is you or someone else, or maybe this is pertaining to the connection of somebody else that you're witnessing outside. Because I do see, like, with that Nine of Pentacles, like, I feel like this is you looking at a situation that you're outside of, right? And you're, like, looking in. When it comes to yourself, you view yourself as something different from others. But when it comes down to, like, actions, like, you do take action when necessary. Now, there is a situation here that involves, like, a heartbreak of some sort with the Three of Swords. Now, I think the way you see this situation, you go about it very, like, determined. You're very enthusiastic in how you handle things. And you have a lot of warmth to yourself. There's, like, this level of, like, comfort that you give. And, like, people rely on you when it comes to these situations. I feel like a lot of people come to you, too, when they're going through something. Like, maybe you have this nurturing side to you that they feel very comfortable with. It could be that dependable energy as well, right? But with that, that Queen of Wands, which is a fire energy card, like, you're the queen of that fire energy when it comes to these situations. Whether that's involving you or someone else, like, you definitely have a lot of warmth and determination to yourself to not let that put you at disarray. However, I do see here that whenever you feel frustrated about something, or you feel very defensive about something, there comes a lot of doubt, and that becomes your downfall and your weakness, right? I'm going to pull a little bit more cards for you because I don't think this is a complete reading for you. I feel like this is describing you in regards to certain situations. I want more information. Can you give me more information for Sagittarius, please? Knight of Swords in reverse. Some Aquarius energy coming out. Okay. Sagittarius, it also shows me here that this is pertaining to a situation where there was a lot of disorganization and there was a lot of careless actions that took place. And this could be you, this could be somebody else. Somebody is kind of like not really in the present. They're very scattered mind, and they're like falling back to their past often. Someone you know is not in the current present with you. They're very much stuck into looking back at the past memories, maybe even their childhood, where things were a lot more innocent and happier times. A lot of Aquarius energy coming out here. I see that, like, maybe this is evolving Aquarius, you know, that you see as being very scattered mind and they're like stuck in the past. But if not, this is also talking about like an opportunity that might show itself where a lot of creative energy can be released. But it's hard for someone to get to that creative period, that opportunity to really show themselves when they have a lot of emotional baggage and they're stuck in that past. They're stuck on something and they're not able to move forward because of that. There's a lot of emotional baggage here. Interesting. Let's get some hidden factors. Sagittarius. What are some hidden factors for Sagittarius for the beginning of May? We got the Knight of Wands in reverse, Three of Wands in reverse, Four of Swords upright. Temperance, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands. Tell me more. Hidden factors for Sagittarius, please. Oh, what the heck? That's way too many. Interesting. Okay, let's read this. Knight of Pentacles came out again. In terms of hidden factors, Nine of Wands and Three of Wands, they're both reversed. So there was a lack of planning that occurred here that you didn't know about, Sagittarius. And because of that, there was a lot of delays and frustration, which resulted to a lot of scattered energy pertaining to a project. Usually the Knight of Wands comes forward, but in this terms, they're not coming forward. Someone is not coming forward because there's a lot of frustration here. A lot of scattered energy. It doesn't seem like they're very straight edged. And because of that, there's going to be a delay of progress that's going to extremely be frustrating. But it's because somebody here has a lack of planning and lack of foresight. They don't know what to do. This person also is... It seems like they're trying to rest and calm down at night. It's their period of solitude that helps them more at peace. But it's also like a period where they feel more balanced. Maybe you're this type of person that gives this kind of energy to someone where they feel more like rested and relaxed around you. And they're like, you help them balance things out and understand things more. You give a lot of Queen of Pentacles energy to this person. You're very nurturing and practical. And you're very hardworking as well. I think this person... Like, you're the Queen of Pentacles, but this person's like a King of Wands. Or you see them as a King of Wands. Where they're like a natural leader. And they need your help to overcome some challenges. to see the big picture of things. Because overall, they want to be happy, right? With this Ten of Cups, there's definitely some inner happiness that needs to be fulfilled here. And then there's also this Ten of Pentacles as well, which talks about like financial wealth. Death, Knight. This feels weird. This is a weird reading, to be honest with you. Like, you're the Queen of Pentacles, and there's someone here that is currently scattered mind and lack of direction. But whenever they talk with you, they feel more relaxed. They feel like they're able to balance things more properly, which they can't do on their own when they talk with you. Because you're very nurturing in your own way, but you're also very practical, and that's very hard to find in others. And you don't know that. And this person, deep down, they feel like they can overcome a lot of challenges with you. And this is really good. Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles right next to each other. There's definitely a lot of inner happiness within this connection with you. A lot of contentment. And they feel like maybe they could achieve their goals and their dreams if they do it with you. And they can be very wealthy while they're at it with this Ten of Pentacles coming in. A lot of like financial security involved. But we do have the Death card coming in, which you're not aware of. When the Death card shows itself, yes, it indicates an ending, but it also indicates the beginning. There's a transformation that's going to happen, a transition, if you will. But at the end of the day, regardless of whatever transition might come, you're always going to have that Nine of Pentacles on your side, where you're always going to be hardworking, you're going to keep to your routine, and you're going to be very responsible with yourself, okay? That's how you've always kind of been. So it's like, regardless of what happens, you're always going to be yourself at the end of the day. Nothing will really change you from being that kind of person. And I think that's something that's very like comforting in itself, that regardless of what occurs, whether it's with you or someone else or with other people, you're always going to be that reliable, dependent person that kind of like sticks to themselves regardless. Let's get some advice. What's some advice for Sagittarius? The Moon card in reverse. Death card again, but in reverse. Seven of Swords. Knight of Cups. Guys, this is a very weird reading. If it resonates with you, like, let me know. Because I'm trying to make sense of it. I don't really understand it. But if it makes sense to you, then I hope it, like, helps. Because I have no idea what the hell is going on here. But I'll try my best. I feel like when this happens, it usually makes sense for the viewer, but not really for me as the reader. So, very oddly specific. Any more advice for Sagittarius? For May? Eight of Cups. What the heck? I don't count. That's a bunch of cards. Empress. Okay, let's read this. As always, I will read the cards that are upright, and then I'll try to interpret the overall message. For advice, we have the Empress, and it's the only card that's upright, actually. So the Empress, you are in a period of growth, in which all you have dreamed of is now coming to fruition. The Empress is traditionally associated with maternal influence. It is the card if you are hoping to start a family. She can represent the creation of life, romance, art, or a new business. Some key words here, though, is difficulty, doubt, ignorance, and femininity. Okay? Alright, let's start from here. We got the Moon card and the Death card in reverse, right? So, you might be really tired right now. And there might be times where you feel like you're a little bit resistant to change. Because, like, you don't know what's going to happen. And it's like, I do sense a period here where there's gonna be some blocked intuition, Sagittarius. Like, usually you have, like, an intuitive feeling that guides you through a situation. But because you're really tired lately, you're not really like able to interpret what's happening with your intuition, you're kind of resistant to some of the changes that are coming your way. With the Seven of Swords coming in and the Knight of Cups coming in, I do sense a lot of moodiness on your end for that Knight of Cups in reverse. There's also a chance that you might be jealous about someone or to a situation. There's some jealousy coming out. I'm sensing a lot of rebellious energy here as well. Like, you might be ignoring some advice and breaking some old habits. And that's going to lead to the Three of Pentacles and the Chariot in reverse. Like, a lack of growth will come about from this situation. You might even be a little bit careless. There's also some lack of direction that might occur. Something is going to trigger you. I feel like, in terms of advice, you're going to get triggered because you're not getting enough rest. And because you're not getting enough rest and you might be feeling a bit moody, you're going to be ignoring advice from others. And you might be a bit, like, careless. And due to that, there's a lot of lack of direction. There's a lot of resistance to change. And because of that, there's a lot of negative energy here, including like fear of the unknown with the Eight of Cups, feeling hopeless and having some doubts. Okay, I'm gonna pull you more cards. There's a lot of negative things here, not really giving you advice. Let's see, what else can you tell me for Sagittarius, please? Can I get actual advice, please? Knight of Swords upright, okay. This seems messy, bro. Knight of Swords, you are strong, driven, ambitious, and perhaps embarking on new ventures. However, do not do so in haste, where you are so focused on your goals that you are blind to obstacles. So some keywords is action, ambition, and determination. Then you got the King of Cups coming in, talking about moodiness again, feeling vindictive. There's some manipulation involved. What's going on, bro? But then you got the Ten of Cups coming in and the Hangman, right? So the Ten of Cups talks about the embodiment of happiness, joy, and harmonious family environment. It can also signify a deep, satisfying romantic relationship outside of interpersonal relationships. You're being true to yourself and having established a clear set of personal values and adjusting your life accordingly. So some happiness will come in with some celebration there. But with the Hangman coming in upright, it depicts a man hanging upside down, looking at the world with a completely different perspective. His facial expression is calm and serene, suggesting that he is in this hanging position by his own choice. So self-sacrifice, new perspective, and suspension. So there's definitely some action that's going to come about, but you're still going to be feeling moody, Sag. But it's going to be in a direction that makes you more happy. But the thing is, you just have to look at things in a different perspective. It seems like right now, like whatever happened here, it's just like you're not really in a good space, and it's actually pissing you off. Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords. You feel overburdened and you're avoiding some responsibility, but there's a lot of clarity that comes in and recovery. I'm just gonna say it, Sag. I think you're gonna have a hard-ass May. I'm just like, what the heck? That's actually insane. But you gotta look at things in a different perspective. And I know you're gonna try to avoid some responsibility and you're gonna try to like take action once you have more clarity over the situation, you feel more recovered. I think there's definitely some periods where you're gonna lose some sleep, but like it's because you're overthinking a lot of things that are occurring here too, you know? So I hope that if this resonates, I hope that this helped you, but hang in there, Sag.